27 lead singers that fans don't remember. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison. Definitely very interesting article. Mr. Morrison is not going to go too crazy into this. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But he's going to go through these frontmen as best as he could. Dave Edmunds, of course, he was the original singer of AC/DC before Bon Scott, and of course everybody can care less, but he tries to make himself more important than he can be. Then you get Robert Fleischman of Journey, who was originally the lead singer of Journey before Steve Perry, and then later on also did work with the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. That's what he's best known for. Of course, Jeff Scott Soto, who apparently is still considered a lead singer of Journey, even though he never recorded any music with him, because he did do a tour in 2006 when Steve O'Geary had his vocal issues. Then the Black Sabbath ones are the best. Dave Walker, of course, the guy that replaced Ozzy Osbourne for like one show. Then, of course, Ron Keel, the guy from Keel, was actually in Black Sabbath briefly and left because the producer, Spencer Proff, at the time decided he wanted to try to make Black Sabbath into a hair metal band, which he did not want happening. Then another guy, David Donato, who did some stuff with Sabbath, was never on an album, was never really considered a member according to Tony Iommi. Jeff Frenholt was another guy that was around this time with Born Again and all, during the Born Again times and all that. Rest in peace, Ray Gillen, you know him from Badlands. He replaced Glenn Hughes when Glenn Hughes was having problems singing and all, and then worked on the Eternal Idol, but never did any music with them. Then we had a guy in Pink Floyd by the name of Chris Dennis, which I have no idea who the hell he is. Then Fleetwood Mac in the 90s when Stevie Nicks left, as well as Christy McVie, Becca Bramlett, and that was more like a Fleetwood scam to some. Originally, when Cheap Trick started, there was a singer called Zeno. Remember Foreigner with Johnny Edwards? Did this because I liked the album that he was on, the Unusual Heat album from 1991. That was definitely a good one for sure. Then we had Foreigner, this guy that played in Jason Bonham's band Bonham, Chaz West. He was there for a charity gig in 2004. Did record a demo of some of the Foreigner tunes when Mick Jones was shopping around for stuff at the time, but then they went to Kelly Hansen instead. Judas Priest, Al Atkins, I do remember him. He did co-found the band back in 1969 and served as the band's lead singer. And, you know, I think he gets writing credits on some songs that appeared on later releases. Iron Maiden had a guy called Paul Day, don't know much about him. Then we have Iron Maiden with Dennis Wilcock. Heard of that guy. Rush even had a guy for one show, Jeff Jones. So if you want to make the best of Jeff Jones, get your blank tapes ready. Genesis, 1997, had another singer when Phil Collins left called Ray Wilson. I know they had a song called Congo. And Def Leppard, Nicholas Mackley and Paul Holland. And then Motley Crue had a guy called Greg Leon. And Scorpions, a guy called Werner Hoyer. Interesting. And Bernd Hergner. Then we go into Deep Purple's Rod Evans. Oh, God, that guy. I believe he's the guy that sings that one song that I like from them. Stone Temple Pilots, Chester Bennington. The list goes on. Trevor Horn of Yes. REO Speedwagon, Michael Murphy, who was on a few REO albums. Then we got Gary Moon, that was on the 1995 album with Night Ranger when they released the album, which I forget the name of offhand, but it was a good album. If you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else out there subscribed. We thank you very much for your continued love on them and support. It's really appreciated. Sean Morrison Enterprises is the place to go if you'd like to make a small donation to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel. Mr. Morrison does remember almost all of those singers that he mentioned, all 27 of them. Do you friends know these 27 singers? If so, do you like the music that they recorded with the respective bands that they were in? Thoughts? Shame, shame, shame.